Does Gary want to take a bigger role in this organization?
You know, I haven't been. I know Vic met with Gary today, and so I haven't had a chance since that meeting. I haven't talked to Vic. So, you know, I think Gary would like to go on the offensive side, but none of that's been settled.
John, in your eyes, what is a successful season in Vic's first year?
Win. That's our job, right? I mean, I think you can look at all the different things that, you know, that happened last year, and you can look at the numbers of win that we've had the last two and say, all right, we want to win one more, two more than we, you know. But the bottom line is we want to get this thing turned around, get it back on track, get out there, play disciplined football, and play like we're capable of playing. And you know, I think we got the guy that, you know, will make that happen. I'm excited to watch him work.
What impression did he give you in the interview that stuck with you in terms of what he said in his preparation?
Well, it's just like I said when I introduced him, is what he was talking about, the little things and the attention to detail and the fundamentals and the way that he coached and the importance of the coaching side, and but also the players, and you know, getting taught and teaching the players that you know, what they do within the systems and how he talked about his system. And so I just loved his basic attention to the details and how he goes about it. So to me, that's, you know, the basis of what football is all about, and that's what he talked about the most.
John, what you kind of zigged here when people have gone to Vic. What made you put Vic on your list to begin with? And
First of all, the success on the defensive side, you know, and he's had a lot of success. I knew him when he was at Stanford, spent some time at Stanford, and so I knew him there and had a chance to spend a little bit of time with him there. And then, but just watching his history and the success that he's had as a defensive coordinator, and then you hear about the respect that people talk about and the way he goes about his defense, the way he plays, that he's always got something for him, and they all play together as a team. And so that was the one that sent me there. And then also looking at what we needed, you know, as far as when I talk about the attention to details and you know, when he said death, you know, we're not going to kill ourselves by inches. It's not going to be death by inches. To me, that was something that, you know, stood out right away, and meaning that we're going to get back to the fundamentals and the foundation of what football is all about, and then we can build from there. And you know, we will build from there.
He's had a history of developing guys too, taking average guys, making them good players great. Is that part of it too? Is your roster's transitioning? It's gotten a little younger.
Yeah, no question. I mean, as we've talked about so many times, we don't draft the all-pros either, right? We got to develop them. And I think, you know, one other thing that, you know, it always stood out when my dad talked about coaching, and, you know, what I heard from Vic is when you have coaches talk about teaching, because that's what it is. It's about teaching and teaching them the right things to do and the fundamentals. And as a player, when you have a coach that teaches you those fundamentals, but also gives you a chance to be successful as a player and puts you in situations to be successful, that's what a great coach is. And so, you know, I think that it's not about the glitz and the glamour and, you know, what somebody does on the offensive side. I think it's about getting the foundation right, especially for us. That's our fit. You know, and all the other coaches that got hired are great coaches, but what was best for us is we needed to start at the ground again and build up.
Well, should you look at what he did with Khalil Mack and say that could be Vaughn next year?
Well, I mean, you look at the whole defense. Obviously, Khalil Mack's a great player, but you look at the whole defense and what he did with everybody he had there, and, you know, he's got some great players there, but, you know, we've got some very good players here too that I think mix very well in his system. He likes the three down, you know, he likes 3 downs, and so that's what our personnel sets up for. So I'm looking forward to see what he can do for us on the defense.
John, when you talked to him, did he remind you in particular of any coach you've been around, played for, hired?
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, you know, I think you can hear him talk. He's very intelligent too, and so, you know, as I was saying earlier, the thing that struck me, number one, when you have a coach that talks about teaching players, they're good teachers. You talk about what he's done when the scheme-wise, what he's done, the success he's had there, that speaks for itself. But the intelligence, the attention to detail, those, you know, those type little things. I mean, I looked at the, you know, when you look at guys that are great on one side of the ball, whether it be a great offensive coordinator, Mike Shanahan was a great offensive coordinator, and those guys that are great at what they do, whether it be an offense or defense, they all have the same qualities, and it's the attention to the details, it's the fundamentals, it's the expectations, and holding everybody accountable. And to me, that's what I always saw great coaches, and I think Vic's got that.
Time for a few more for John.
Of your father?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I think that he's got a lot of those qualities, and so obviously I'm biased to those. So I was thrilled that you know, Vic came across as everything that I was hoping he was going to be, and even a lot more. So I'm really happy.
A lot of the
You know, Nicky, no, we really tried to stay wide open, you know, and really tried to just take one interview at a time. We knew I really felt good with the group that we were interviewing. We had a young defensive guy, we had a young offensive guy. You know, Vic was an older defensive guy, and Pagano. So, you know, and then Munchak. And so really felt that all those guys had great qualities. So we really I tried to stay wide open as far as my thought process. And then, you know, when we got to the end, you know, be able to, you know, keep an open mind with it, pick the best one. And so, you know, when we got there, as I said earlier, all the candidates were great. But Vic was just the best fit for us, I felt.
You know you'll be better defensively, I think, just from Vic, who's a great defensive coordinator. How can the way he coaches make you better offensively? Because, you know, the trend is go young, schematic. How do you think that will translate to the offensive side of the ball?
Well, I mean, I think Vic's, you know, he's evolving on the defensive side. And the great thing about Vic, you think that these guys that are, you know, if he's got a defensive mind, really, they know what offenses are going to try to do against them, so they know what they don't like to go against. And so when you have great defensive coordinators that are able to talk to an offensive staff and say, well, that gives us problem, that gives us problem, that gives them problem. So I'm sure Vic will be in the middle of those offensive meetings too because of the fact. So, you know, and again, it's trying to find the best guy as the offensive coordinator, what that best fit is too. So he's in the process of, you know, seeing, you know, and Gary's talked to Gary, and Gary's a possibility, but we'll see where it goes.
How different would be a successful season?
You know what? We got to win. Period. I mean, that's what it is. That's, you know, no matter what, all the other different things that count, no matter what's said about everybody or whatnot, the bottom line is we got to win. And so, you know, hopefully we're on the right track with Vic. I think we are. We got a lot of work ahead of us still, but you know, we still have to take it one step at a time. And you know, next will be free agency, and then we'll get into the draft. But bottom line is we got to win.
Your last one, James Palmer,
John,
guys.
how different was this search than the previous one with Vance? What did you do differently? What did you learn from that search?
You know, I just tried to stay a little more open-minded on this one. You know, I think that, you know, we went more broad, I think, and talked to, you know, two more candidates. And so, but I think, you know, by staying in the moment with each candidate and not coming with any pre-drawn conclusions, we're able to get a good feel for all of them. But ultimately, as I said, Vic, you know, fit what, in my opinion, what we needed the most, and his intelligence, but you know, the attention to detail, I think, is really going to help us.
Thank you very much, John.